From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News Weekend Edition.
Good evening and welcome to our Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. I'm Katie Looper. Our top story tonight. People were camping out and lining up in front of the Carlson Center this weekend for free dental care. The nonprofit group Mission of Mercy raised well over their goal of $100,000 for this event. Hundreds of dentists and volunteers donated their time to provide a mobile dental clinic for local residents who are unable to receive treatment. Patients started registering early this morning. After that, they are assessed and sent to get x-rays. And then finally, they are routed to the different dentist stations. They provided teeth cleanings, root canals, fillings, and kit care. And then for 30 people, they provided tooth replacements. Everyone is guaranteed one treatment, but it's a first come, first served kind of event. So several people camped out for 1 or 2 nights. But for patients like Vicki Harbison, it was a well-worth experience she couldn't stop smiling about.
I cried when I first saw it, when I got it in. It's been 20 years since I've been to a dentist because I just can't afford it. And it's been 8 years since I could smile without covering my mouth. So, without smiling like this. So, it's very surreal and I'm still getting used to it, but I cannot stop smiling right now.
You know, we're just hoping that we're going to bring this back into Fairbanks. I think tentatively we are looking at 2017. We are having our next event in Anchorage in April.
The Veterans Choice Program was a main topic of discussion at a meeting earlier this week at Ravens Landing in Fairbanks. The Choice Program came about as the result of the scandals in relation to veterans' health care. House lawmakers overwhelmingly backed a plan to fix the problems by allowing the VA to use about $3.3 billion in funds assigned solely to the new Choice Card program to cover other account shortfalls. Use of the Choice Card program has grown slowly, while outside care programs has increased dramatically, leading to the budget problems. Vietnam veteran Drew Dix, a Medal of Honor winner, talked with veterans and others about the issue in Fairbanks last night. He said the problem isn't a gap in healthcare resources, it's a gap in policy.
I am absolutely confident that it will be fixed fairly soon. Once we get the finger pointing out of the way with the VA and other folks, and get that out of the way, we can get down to business and correct this problem.
In a plea deal with the state, a Fairbanks teenager has pleaded guilty to robbing a woman earlier this year. 19-year-old Levi Skolstad pleaded guilty to a single count of second-degree robbery. In return, Skolstad's other charges of felony assault and theft were dismissed. According to court documents, Skolstad drove the victim's vehicle to the Tanana Valley State Fairgrounds, where he then robbed her of her permanent fund dividend and left her in the parking lot. The victim allegedly hid in a ditch in temperatures of 40 below, afraid for her life. Today, Superior Court Judge Douglas Blankenship sentenced Skolstad to 4 years jail time but suspended 3 of those years. Skolstad will also be placed on probation for a period of 5 years. A 3-judge panel refused to take a case against a man indicted for sexually abusing a 15-year-old girl. Curtis Call appeared in front of 3 judges after his defense attorneys asked they be the ones to impose his sentence. Call was charged with 2 counts of first-degree sexual assault of a minor and 1 count of second-degree child abuse. Yesterday, the alleged victim testified, saying although she didn't initiate contact, the sexual contact was consensual. The panel refused the case and it will be sent back to Superior Court Judge Bethany Harbison, who will then decide Call's sentence. Multiple agencies were investigating a downed plane found in the Cook Inlet mudflats near Birchwood Airport in Chugiak. The plane was reported via a 911 call just after midnight Friday. According to an Alaska State Trooper dispatch, it was located by a Rescue Coordination Center aircraft just after 6 a.m. Friday. The plane was found in a shallow area of swift-moving water, according to the Alaska Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. The water was moving too quickly for personnel to get close enough to search inside the plane. There were believed to be 2 people aboard the aircraft. Investigators think the plane originated in McGrath, but no planes have been reported missing, according to the dispatch. And when we come back, UAF Geophysical Institute has been selected as the new host for the EarthScope National Office. We'll have the details. Also, Steve Seefelt from the Cooperative Extension Service gives us some tips on how to handle the pests in your life. Those stories and more when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. The National Science Foundation has selected the University of Alaska Fairbanks Geophysical Institute as the new host of the EarthScope National Office. EarthScope is a large-scale NSF-funded geoscience project that conducts studies across North America using state-of-the-art instruments. Over the next 4 years, the Geophysical Institute will be the public face of EarthScope, coordinating education and outreach programs as scientists across the continent collect data from various projects. Professor of Geophysics and coordinating scientist for the Alaska Volcano Observatory, Jeff Frey-Mueller, will serve as director of the nationwide project. Frey-Mueller says the office will make all project information and scientific results available to the public.
It's a great way to expose the rest of the country to UAF and what we do, what our capabilities are, and what we have got going up here in Alaska. What we're doing is more community engagement and engagement with the public. What it will do is it will give some of our students an opportunity to learn some skills that they don't necessarily get in graduate school.
There's a lot of buzzing going on around the interior lately. The culprits are wasps and hornets that have been ruining outdoor activities. Here's Steve Seefelt from the Cooperative Extension with a few ideas on how to cope with these pests.
Today I'm going to be talking about the hornets that have shown up this year. There's a lot more this summer than there has been in the last several summers, although not quite as bad as our worst, but still they're a problem. And the hornets that we have here really like meat. And if you're out doing a barbecue or, having a picnic on the lawn, you know that they're there. They're after your food. So what can you do to deal with these hornets? Well, the first thing is if you see their nests, there are bug sprays that you can spray. Be careful though that you're not downwind of those sprays. The other things you can do is trap them. There's some insect traps you can buy at the store, and there's pheromones that you put in there, and they actually attract the hornets. They go inside, they can't get out, and eventually they die. Those things all cost money, but if you have a leftover pop bottle, I can show you how to make an insect trap. You cut the top off, you turn it inside out, the wasps can get in, they can't really get out. You hang a piece of meat in there, and then below that you add water or a sugar drink and some dish soap. The dish soap helps kill the wasps when they fall into the water. So they're attracted to the meat, they get inside, they eat on it, they fall into the water and they drown. And with the years that we're having, sometimes you're going to need a 2-liter pop bottle and other times a 1 liter. And I can imagine some summers we wish we had gallon bottles. But change those out as you start collecting a lot of dead wasps in there. Change them out, change the meat. And yeah, for very cheap, you can control the hornets that you have around your house.
One person's trash is another person's treasure, but dirty needles and sharp objects are one type of treasure the City of Fairbanks Public Works Department does not want to find on pickup day. It's a rare occurrence, but sometimes employees picking up trash get punctured on the job despite wearing protection. Reporter Ryan Grimes has the story.
My initial reaction was, oh no, and then confirming that it was uncapped needles.
It was 1 year ago that Mario Perez was picking up trash from Fairbanks residents to transport to the dump when he felt a puncture on his arm.
And then confirming that it was uncapped needles, then the thing, you got to treat him.
According to labor foreman Sean Rice with the Fairbanks Public Works Department, open needles and other sharps left unmarked in trash bags is a growing concern for city employees. He says the department is increasing the use of protective equipment to ward off similar injuries.
That is why our safety committee here at the city of Fairbanks put together a needles video that you can find on YouTube. And that's why we are, doing a lot of outreach. Officer
Nathan Werner with the Fairbanks Police Department says sharp objects such as needles have the possibility to have drug or blood residue.
And they're used to go into, somebody's body. Therefore, we have a bloodborne pathogen issue. With the bloodborne pathogens, the sky's the limit on what it can contract. And so we just want to use precaution.
Luckily, in my case, it turned out that everything was clear. So I got lucky on this one.
While increasing protective clothing is one way to prevent people from getting pricked, Rice says people should consider having a specific trash bag for hazardous objects on pickup day.
If you have an old Clorox bottle, go ahead and take the label off, put sharps on it, and you can place your needles in there as well too, and just make sure that it's capped.
Set it to the side so it's obvious, so that when we pull up to the curbside, we see that that's exactly what it is a sharps container.
This is Ryan Grimes reporting.
And Mike Fussell is coming up next with all your local sports action. Stay tuned.
And welcome back, Interior Alaska. Mike Fussell here with your latest local action. There's a lot going on this weekend, but up first, runners hit the pavement for the Santa Claus Half Marathon earlier today in North Pole. Participants got to it early this morning with 8 and 9 a.m. start times. The course was 13.1 miles and considered to be relatively flat and fast. It's also part of the Usabelli Running Series. This is the 22nd year the race has been put on. It started and finished at North Pole High School. Matthew Daugherty crossed the finish line first with a time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 30 seconds. Kevin Bennett was not far behind, finishing just about 45 seconds, that is, after him. And Davia Flaherty came in on top for the women. Overall Santa Claus Half Marathon champion Daugherty says it took a while for him to get to the front of the pack.
Yeah, I think he was leading it really the whole race until the last 3 miles, and then I picked it up a little bit, and he hung with me and just kind of kept going and going until the end. So it was a good race, good fun.
And the Alaska International Senior Games are now underway. Opening ceremonies kicked things off last night at Pioneer Park, but it's all about the action now. Day one features everything from horseshoes, as you see right here, to co-ed ice hockey. The games began in 2013, but this year they will be more than a week long, lasting until Sunday the 16th. Men and women from around the world must be 50 or older to take part in the fun, and some results are already in for men's and women's horseshoes. Jim Kavanaugh took the gold in the men's 75 to 79 division, and Dave Watson grabbed the #1 spot for the 80 to 84 group. And Rachel Thomas, she took first for the 85 to 89-year-old women. We'll have more on the Alaska International Senior Games throughout the week. And local high school football teams got a taste of opposition for the first time of the season last night. A jamboree was held at the turf field here in town, where squads from Lathrop, West Valley, Eielson, Monroe, and North Pole went head-to-head. Teams played modified games that eliminated full contact tackling, protected quarterbacks, but allowed players to understand the motions of the game. Each group got multiple matchups under their belt, allowing them to fine-tune plays and execution against teams they'll see shortly in the regular season. That action all starts next weekend, opening Friday night as Eielson Ravens host the Thunder Mountain at home. But yesterday, it was all about getting ready.
It's great being out with the team and working together. We're still working, trying to get the defense to perfection, the offense to perfection, and it feels good hitting other teams.
They've progressively gotten better all day, and our offense, we've seen a little bit of defense against us, but not much. Today's been great. We've improved. We've got our second string guys in to play some of the JV kids. Otherwise, they wouldn't be playing much. So it's worked out real well.
And now that the Tanana Valley State Fair is kicked off, a lot more sports action is available to check out here in the interior. The fair will feature several unique contests of athletic prowess. A rodeo is set for tomorrow afternoon at the Sunrise Arena. Throughout the week, you can catch freight dog pulling, where some of man's best friends will try to pull as many pounds as possible on sleds and other devices. The Far North Jumpers, a competitive jump rope team based out of Fairbanks, will also be teaching people how to skip rope. The fair lasts until Sunday, August 16th, so there's still some time to catch the action. And that about brings us to the buzzer for sports tonight. Katie Looper has your full weather forecast coming up next. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next weekend.
Welcome back to our Saturday edition. So Mike, I think the seasons are changing. The fair's here, that means rain, and then school starts soon.
Right, yeah. Hopefully get some final taste of summer here, but you know, as you said, the fair and rain, is that what we should expect here in the next couple of days?
Well, hopefully it's going to be nice for tomorrow, and then next week a little bit of rain, but I think things should be, you know, pretty nice for the fair. Maybe not so normal for the fair. We always get rain, so let's hope for not.
Well, a sunny fair is great.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take a look at our weather for this week. We've got a recent high of 69, a recent low of 49. Our record high got up to 85 in 1966, and our record low of 33 in 1959. Now, our sun rose at 5:15 this morning and sets at 10:37 this evening, giving us 17 hours and 22 minutes altogether, and a loss of 7 minutes from yesterday. Now, around the state today, rain showers in Juneau and Ketchikan, same with Anchorage, temperatures in the mid-60s. As for Kodiak and Cold Bay, partly cloudy skies, nice temperatures around 60, same with Bethel. Up there in Barrow, cloudy skies for them at 42, and for the Fairbanks region, 70 degrees with some scattered rain showers. Now for the lower 48, rain showers in Seattle at 77 degrees as we look on down south. Nice hot temperatures in Vegas and Phoenix around 100, same with Dallas. Up in the north, Minneapolis is raining at 80 degrees, yet nice sunny skies in New Orleans at 96. Rain showers for Miami as well at 93, and up there in New York, 80 degrees, partly sunny skies. For next week, we should expect rain showers in the northwest, yet dry temperatures in the California area, or dry weather, and thunderstorms over Arizona, New Mexico, unrelenting heat in the Texas region, same with the deep south, yet spotty thunderstorms in the Florida area, and widespread showers and thunderstorms up the east, north coast. Alrighty, partly sunny skies in Nome, mostly cloudy in Fort Yukon, and isolated showers for Barrow. Nice temperatures in the mid-40s to mid-60s for them. As for the interior, we can expect mostly cloudy across the region and nice temperatures around 70 for Fairbanks and Delta and around 60 for Healy. Moving on down to the southeast, cloudy skies for Juneau and Ketchikan, temperatures in the mid to upper 60s for them. As for our southwest, rain for Bethel, clouds for Cold Bay and Kodiak, temperatures in the mid-50s for Bethel and Cold Bay and 67 in Kodiak. Now lastly, for South Central, rain forecasted throughout the region, temperatures in the mid-60s for Anchorage and Homer, and 57 in Valdez. Now for tonight's forecast, 54, isolated thunderstorms in the evening. Tomorrow we should expect temperatures around 70, so nice day to go to the fair. And lastly, for extended outlook, a little bit of rain on Monday, but the rest of the week looks like it should be partly sunny skies. That may change, but let's hope for nice temperatures and 60 degrees. And for our nightly temperatures, it's going to be around 50. So it looks like a nice outlook.
Right,
we'll
yeah,
see.
we just got to get through these next couple of days and then it's smooth sailing for the fair.
Yep, let's hope for that.
Exactly.
Alrighty, well that'll wrap up this Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News, and we're glad you could join us.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night and
take a look. We went to the fair last night, went on the ejector seat. It's the big slingshot ride, so we'll leave you with that.
yeah, enjoy.